Good morning. My name is Kristen Wilcock, and I am a licensed practitioner here at the Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. And it is my honor to lead you in this morning's meditation. Please take a moment to make sure that you are seated comfortably, and when you are ready, gently close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and then slowly exhale. Just allow any tension to melt away as you gradually relax more and more deeply with each breath. Continue to breathe slowly and gently, finding your own natural rhythm. And as you relax, start to turn your intention inward. We live in a busy, overscheduled world. It often seems overwhelming and can leave us feeling disconnected and unsatisfied. Often, we just need to lay aside every sense of burden or false responsibility, losing all fear and uncertainty from our thoughts. We can do this by being present in the moment, by being still enough to remember the truth of who we are, by letting our minds be a soft place for universal thought to land, to be available and accessible to the divine flow of goodness that is our birthright. Imagine physically opening your thoughts and your heart to receive. How will it feel if all of your needs and desires are instantly met? Do you feel held and supported? Do you feel excited? Do you have more energy? Are you encouraged? Is your life illuminated? The beauty is that you can enter into this kingdom of good today. This kingdom is accessible to all of us. So today I invite you to open your heart with kindness, to find peace from within. If you are comfortable, allow my words to become your words. I connect to what is true for me in my heart. I cultivate loving energy for myself. I give myself permission to be fully supported by the universe, to connect to the collective energy of the divine, and to be open to unlimited possibilities. I am aware of the divine within me. Divine inspiration and guidance are mine. Now I invite you to take a few minutes and make space for the truth of who you are to surface. Really open yourself up to all the goodness that is your divine birthright. Do this with a sense of unconditional love for yourself and take this sacred time to nurture yourself. good it is to know that I am moved by divine intelligence. I am supported and held in the love of the divine. And with this thought, please begin to reactivate each part of your body from its relaxed state. Feel the rush of energy back into your body like a warm wave coming over you, awakening you slowly. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and look around, feeling energized and knowing that the kingdom of good is accessible to you now and always. Namaste.
Good morning, Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome. My name is Kristen Piers, and today I have the honor of giving you the announcements. I am also a practitioner here at the center. You're welcome to log in to the actual Zoom recording of the broadcast of this. And if you are logged in, please turn on your video. It's okay. We would love to see your face. Do keep yourself muted though. We are broadcasting directly to YouTube, and later we will be posting to Facebook as well. So let's see our announcements. Our 2021 pledge campaign continues. Thank you to those of you who have completed your 2021 pledge cards and have returned them to the CCSL office. We love receiving filled out pledge cards. And our goal is $100,000. We have currently, our current pledges are $47,968. Woohoo! So please return your pledge cards on or before December 1st, 2020. If you haven't received your package, you can email Robin at spirituallivingcolumbus.org, and one will be mailed to you, or you can be sent one digitally if that's much easier. So thank you for your continued support of Columbus Center for Spiritual Living. All right, so everyone is invited to attend our Thanksgiving open house via Zoom. This will be on Thursday, Thanksgiving, November 26, 2020, from 1 to 4 p.m. This event is hosted by Bill Fuller and supported and assisted by Robin Brookhouse. Please join us for 5 minutes, join us for an hour. It's a time to chat, share what you're cooking, talk about what's going on. It's a community. So join us for Thanksgiving. That would just be wonderful. Also, join us on Sunday, December 6th, from 12 to 2 for long-term planning for our center. This is another really special event. We want actually to plan the next 3 to 5 years. Where do we want to be as a community? This process is led by Jim Matheson, Reverend Gregory Toole, and Core Council Chair Margie Sammons. And Jim, who's leading this process, is a successful business and organizational consultant and investor who also teaches at the Harvard Business School. So as we begin to cast this net for our next spiritual minister, let's get clear on where we're going so that we're more clear on who we need to lead us. Stay tuned for the link to that Zoom meeting. Again, December 6th is the date for that. Be sure to mark your calendars for our next Open Hearts Open Mic on Friday, December 11th from 7 to 9 p.m. If you would like to share your talents, contact Jim Hetzer at jahetzer@sbcglobal.net. If you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you want to talk about how you mow the grass, come on and share that with us. It's a fun time. All right, we now have a suggestion box. So send us a suggestion. The address is ccslsuggestionbox@gmail.com. This is a place you can email your ideas, feedback, suggestions, etc. We like feedback. Please share. The 2021 spiritual journals are continuing to be available for purchase. The journal is $14.95 plus shipping and handling. And to order your journal, go to csl.org. At the top of the homepage, click on shop, and it will direct you on how to make your purchase. You are the face of God. If you didn't see the smiling faces, the masked faces, the faces of our community just before I gave the announcements today, stay alert. It'll be back next week. We would love to add new pictures of you to that PowerPoint so that we can all enjoy the faces of our community. Email those pictures to robin@spirituallivingcolumbus.org so we can share the face of God that you are. If you would like prayer after service or anytime throughout the week, you can find our prayer practitioners on our website, columbuscsl.org, or you can submit a prayer request on the website. That is all the news today. Let's sing our opening song.
Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. Speak your mind. Show them who you really are. Show them you're a shining star of brilliant light. The week was long, but now we're lighting up so bright. Our open hearts show the love we feel inside, and this happiness we share with you. Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. The week was long, but now we're lighting up so bright. Our open hearts show the love we feel inside, and this happiness we share with you. Open up and be yourself. Open up and free yourself and shine that light. Open up and be yourself and shine that light. Open up and free yourself and shine that light.
Good morning and welcome. My name is Reverend Amy Papadoupolo, and it is my honor to be here with you this morning. Columbus Center for Spiritual Living is an inclusive organization. No matter where you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome with us. Thank you for joining us this morning on on Zoom, or if you're watching us live on YouTube. After the service this morning, we will be posting a recording of today's service on our YouTube channel as well as on Facebook. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that now. And remember to give it a thumbs up and ring the bell. We would love to have you join us for our services in the morning. So, thank you for being here with us today. Please read our mission statement along with me. We serve the transformation of individual lives through education, spiritual practice, and deep community, using spirit and science of mind principles as our compass. And I'd like to thank practitioner Kristen Wilcock for that beautiful meditation this morning. She is now holding virtual high watch for our service today so that we can go deeper and more embody this whole experience. And now I'd like to reintroduce practitioner Kristen Pierce, who is assisting me today. Kristen?
Thank you. So, with the ringing of this bowl, we begin our service. I would like to introduce our community member today, Ralph Leesburg, who will be giving us a reading. Ralph?
Thank you, Kristen. Good morning. This is a reading from Ernest Holmes from This Thing Called You. I am aware of the divine within me. Peace, quiet, and confidence flow through my thoughts. I know that inspiration and guidance are mine. I permit myself to be moved upon by divine intelligence. Laying aside every sense of burden or false responsibility, loosing all fear and uncertainty from my thought, I enter into my kingdom of good today. I know that this kingdom is accessible to all, and so it is.
Thank you, Ralph. And now let the music take us into silence.
I call home right now all the pieces of myself. I call home right now all of me. I am here. I am now. I call home. I am home. I am. I call home right now all the pieces of myself. I call home right now all of me. I am here. I am now. I am home. I am home. I am. I call home right now all the pieces of myself. I call home right now all of me. I am here. I am now. I call home. I am home. I am. I call home right now all the pieces of myself. I call home right now all of me. I am here right now. I am home. I am home. I'm home. I am home. I'm home. I am home. I am.
I settle in. I settle into this beingness that is all God. There is no separation. And in this all Godness, I feel the peace. I feel the hope. I feel the home. I feel my community. I know that it is all God, and this is more of what I am calling in for myself and each person here. That safe space, that connection, that heart that connects with the heart next to it. I am grateful. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm grateful knowing that all the words spoken today are the perfect words, and all the words heard today are the perfect words. There is no separation. It's all God. And I smile. I smile. I am grateful. I lift it up. I let it go. And so it is.
I call home right now all the pieces of myself. I call home right now all of me. I am here. I am now. I am home. I am home. I'm home.
There have been dark times in my life. There were times I could hardly see. There were times when it seemed like the whole wide world shut off its light from me. Times that I felt so bad, despair had taken its toll. Like I was shut up in a windowless room, a dark night of the soul. That's when I saw the beacon of light, saw the beacon of hope, felt the tower of strength, giving me the power to cope, lighting up my path, showing me the proof it was there all the time, the lighthouse of truth. Now when the dark sun seems to disappear and dark clouds fill the sky, I know hope is always near. I just have to open my eyes. It stands taller than the trees, and its light is shining true over the raging seas, with a promise for me and you. On and on, illuminating where I need to go. Never is it faltering, ever does it glow. When I think about how I got here, I sometimes wonder about the changes in me, from a person who was living in fear to a person who is living free. If I just keep moving ahead, living life day by day, accepting my daily bread, with the truth to light my way, that's when I'll see the beacon of light, see the beacon of hope. I'll feel the tower of strength, giving me the power to cope, lighting up my path, showing me the proof it was there all the time, the lighthouse of truth. Yes, it was there all the time, the lighthouse of truth. Thank you.
Thank you, Rao. It's always lovely to have you here and always uplifting songs. Thank you. So, welcome. The talk title today is God is Not Motivated If You Aren't. And the reading that I chose came from the book, This Thing Called You, which is a very small book that we're using in class that Reverend Gregory and I are teaching together. And I just loved this reading because there's so much in it. Holmes says to us, I am aware of the divine within me. Peace and quiet and confidence flows through my thoughts. I know that inspiration and guidance are mine. And I particularly like this one. I permit myself to be moved upon by divine intelligence. I permit myself to be moved upon by divine intelligence. Then he tells us, laying aside every sense of burden or false responsibility, loosing all fear and uncertainty from my thought, I enter into my kingdom of good today. I know that this kingdom is accessible to all. So what he's telling us is that this kingdom of good is ours individually. And we allow ourselves to be moved upon by that divine intelligence. And not only is it accessible to each and every one of us, it's accessible for everyone. And I love that. So thinking about this idea of I permit myself to be moved upon by divine intelligence, I want to show you this clip that I saw this week, that it shows a little girl allowing herself to be moved by divine intelligence. She's getting a blessing from a priest, And then you can see the priest being moved by divine intelligence as well. So watch the little girl's hand when the priest gives her the blessing, and then watch the priest after that. I'm going to share my screen. And I'll make it big, full screen. Watch her hand when he gives her the blessing, and then watch what he does.
Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén. Y alabamos, Señor, y te bendecimos. Gracias, Padre, porque nos has enviado a Jesucristo. Nació de María Santísima, Madre de Dios, y hombre nuestro. Gracias, Padre, que por nación del Espíritu
Did you
Santo
see what she did?
somos salvos.
She gave him a high five.
Señor, y te bendecimos. Gracias, Padre,
And then he continues to laugh.
Jesucristo. Nació de María Santísima, Madre de Dios, y hombre nuestro. Gracias, Padre, que por nación del Espíritu Santo.
I think I probably watched that video a half a dozen times. I thought it was so cute. That it was so funny. So that's that idea of being moved upon by divine intelligence. Divine intelligence, God, spirit, whatever we want to call it, is all one mind. It's all one. And it can only do for us what it can do through us. So this morning, I want to do kind of, it's almost like a back to basics. It's kind of like, I just want to talk about like a really foundational idea in the science of mind teaching. Sometimes also you'll hear it called religious science. We used to call ourselves religious science and religious scientists, but we've moved to calling ourselves more science of mind. So Ernest Holmes also wrote a book called Living the Science of Mind. In it, he tells us man's thought is the activity of mind, which is another word he uses for God. For mind without thought or directed consciousness would have no real existence. And there can be no existence apart from consciousness, or if there be any existent apart from consciousness, then there is no one, no thing, no intelligence to be aware of such existence. Then he says, it's evident that without self-awareness, there is not only no realization of life, but no life to be realized. So the idea he's trying to tell us is God is this awareness. God is that consciousness. And we know we have consciousness because we're conscious of it. We can be the observer and observe ourselves being conscious of ourselves. Kind of getting a little philosophical. But that is how God shows up in us. And without this awareness, he says there's no realization of life. Now, Science of Mind teaches that there is God and that there is law, and that law of cause and effect, that law of manifestation, they're one in the same. There's no separation. And that law is neutral. It has no volition. It only reacts to what we put in it, kind of like the soil. When we plant a seed in the soil acts upon the seed. And oftentimes we use this analogy in religious science about our thoughts being seed thoughts that we plant into the law. So we set the law in motion with our own thoughts, and we add emotion to those thoughts. And that's how we get the law. That's how we tell the law to work. That's how we guide the law. That's how we tell the law what we want. So that's also, I'm going to share my screen again because I think this is a fantastic diagram. This is our teaching symbol that we use. This is from Hilltop Spiritual Center. I don't know where that is, but I chose this because I liked it a lot. This is spirit up here. And spirit only knows itself, and we call it an it, because we do not believe that it is a personification, not a human, but an existence and all that is. But spirit exists up here. And we are acted upon by spirit because we are spirit itself. And one of the things I really liked about the reading was when he says that I permit myself to be moved upon by that divine intelligence. That when we create our lives, which we do, I like to think of it like waiting. Kind of when we decide what we want in life, whatever we want to express, whatever we want to experience, whatever we want to manifest, there are things that we want, and there are things that we are guided by universal intelligence. And I've been playing with this, I don't know, really been playing with this and looking at this probably for the last 6 months or so. And this month, the month of November, I'm taking a class for ministers with Kathy Ann Lewis out of Seattle. And she's telling, and what her teaching is her teaching is based off Emma Curtis Hopkins. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Based off of Emma Curtis Hopkins, which is where Ernest Holmes found, trying to get my screen back to my talk, where Ernest Holmes found the mystical part of religious science. And that mystical part, and Kathy Ann Lewis is teaching us and telling us that oftentimes we say in our philosophy, there's a power for good in the universe and I can use it. But more the mystical side of that is there's a power for good in the universe and it can use me. So it's this idea of sitting and quiet contemplation. It's this idea of being still and waiting and courting and asking for and being open to that divine intelligence that wants to express through us. We often talk about co-creating our lives, and we're co-creating our lives with spirit. But spirit can only do for us what it can do through us. And so when I first came into this teaching, probably 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I came from a relatively Christian background. And, you know, we grew up in a Judeo-Christian society. And this idea of waiting for God to act upon me seemed in opposition to that idea that God is within me. How can that both happen? How can that both be true? Isn't it? Because we teach when we, at least we used to, when we first get into Science of Mind, you can use your mind to create your life. So we used to teach people, and I was taught, manifest a parking spot, whether you're going to the grocery store or the mall or a store. Think about getting like a close parking spot. And so I've been working with this idea of, if it's my mind manifesting, if it's my mind choosing, then why would I have to sit and wait for something outside of myself to tell me what to do? It seems like those are in opposition. And that's what this idea, I've been playing with it. I've been courting it. I've been looking at it. And It reminds me of the four kingdoms of consciousness. The first one being the victim consciousness. The second one is being the manifester, or Michael Beckwith will call it the manipulator. And the third state of consciousness is as me. No, through me. And then the fourth is as me. So I'm still playing with this idea. It's not 100% like solidified in my consciousness yet, but I'm courting it, and I wanted to share it because I think it's important. And I like what has happened, at least for me in my life, when I think about what am I going to create in my life? Because we're creative beings. We create all the time. Are we consciously creating? Are we unconsciously creating? Or are we being created upon by the collective consciousness? I would like to think, and our philosophy teaches that we choose, that we are the choosers. And I would like to say today, and because this is what I've been working on. It's like sometimes when I write my talks, I think about scratching my own itch. What do I need to tell me? And that's kind of what I'm doing. It's being still and waiting and knowing. And I think that's why I like that video clip of that little girl giving the high five to the priest. It was so cute and so unconventional, and yet she's being moved upon. And then the priest just laughing. He was being moved upon, and there was such joy. You know, I think about if we wait to be acted upon, wait to be nudged by that divine, it's important too that we know the qualities of what the divine is. So if we, like Thomas Troward said, that God is life, love, and light, power, wisdom, beauty, and abundance. And you'll hear when we do our prayers, we use the very first step, we recognize what God is. So this idea of that God is everything, everywhere, and if that is the truth about God, and I wait for God to move upon me, those are the qualities that are going to be moving upon me that I'm going to be reacting to or responding to. I think that's a very big key. So when we get quiet and we listen and we allow when we allow ourselves to be moved by that divine intelligence, when we get whatever it is that we know that we want or that we're going to create, then we put it into the law. That's the middle part. I'm going to share my screen again. That's the middle part of our teaching. That's this part. Spirit guides us to what we want to experience or express. Then we put it into that law, into that soil. So we put it into that law and that soil, and then we let it go. And when we let it go, we know that that law always acts upon what we put in there. Now, when we put something in there, into that law, we have something that we want. I would suggest we think about it, we meditate on it, we envision it, and we know that it's done fully and completely. And we give thanks. Speaking of Thanksgiving, since Thanksgiving is coming up, we give thanks that it's already done in the mind of the one. So, and gratitude. So we give thanks, we give gratitude that it's already done. And I might talk here, I said, gratitude go together like turkey and mashed potatoes. That's my little nod to Thanksgiving. So, and this last part is to act upon it. To when we put something into the law, we act upon it. We take divinely inspired action. And we think about, well, what would life look like if I already had the things that I want? What would it feel like to have all of this manifested? And then you go back and then you follow your guidance. You know, it's like when you pray, move your feet, but keep checking in to see where that guidance is leading us. With this, there's a couple things I want to talk about too. I want to talk about the numbers of COVID. We have a high number of COVID cases right now in the world. Franklin County is in purple. And I would like to invite us all to use that inner guidance. If you feel that inner guidance, if spirit is telling you, stay in. If spirit is telling you it would be nice to see my family and I'm going to go see my family, listen to that guidance. And we each have our own part of that. If spirit says, don't go see your family, then don't. But we also are, I think, responsible to each other. We're also responsible. We also are acted upon by the laws of this world. We know that COVID gets spread through the air. So we wear our masks. We don't go out and say, I'm not going to give COVID. I'm not going to get COVID. I'm not going to wear my mask. That would be being irresponsible. And that small, still voice within us would not tell us that. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Be smart and listen. Because God is working through the doctors. God is even in COVID. We started this when the pandemic first hit. I remember, we started this talks on this as God is in COVID as well. The other part I want to talk about is our pledge drive. Like Kristen told us, so let me first start with our goal. So we decided as a core council that we were intuitively guided for our goal to be $100,000. $100,000 is what we need right now to keep our center moving the way it is and to offer our new minister coming in a decent salary. Because in order to attract a minister, we're going to have to pay the minister something. So that's part of why we're asking for you all to give your pledges so that we know what we have to work with. We know how much we can afford to pay a minister. We know how much we can afford to pay the musicians and the assistant ministers and Robin. So it's really important for us as a core council to get those pledges in. So I would ask you, if you have not sent your pledge card in yet, please send them in. Also, I want the community to know that Carla is asking, is the budget online? No, Carla, the budget is not online. But that was our budget goal. Our budget goal was 100,000. Right now, we have $47,968. So we're almost halfway to our budget. If we don't meet our budget of $100,000, then we're going to have to adjust the budget based on the pledges that we get. So that's going to affect some things. That's going to affect how much we can pay our new senior minister. That's going to affect how much we can pay the musicians, how much we can pay Robin and things like that. So it's important for us. It's important for us to get your pledges in, but it's also important for us because Columbus Center for Spiritual Living is the only religious science community in Central Ohio. We've been here since Molly started us in 2008. And I know right now during COVID, it's hard, you know, coming to the center. Gosh, I so wish we could be back in the center, but it's just not feasible, not right now. I just don't want to lose the center. You know, I don't want to lose everything that we've built. And I really do believe that we can attract a senior minister that will help us grow. I know that that's the guidance that I'm getting. I don't know how it's going to look. Nobody knows how it's going to look. Well, God does. So if you have not turned in your pledge drive card, please send it in. And I am guilty. I haven't even sent mine in yet, but that's on my to-do list. I will send it in today. In fact, I'm not going to put mine in the mail. I'm just going to take a picture of it and send it to Robin. If you have questions about the budget, if you have questions about the center, questions about any of the teaching or anything, feel free to contact me. You can contact Robin. Margie is our chair. Kristen Piers is on our Prosperity Core. Matt Vidal, her husband, is also on Core Council. You can contact Reverend Gregory. So there are lots of places that you can contact to know about the budget, if you're curious. So that's my little spiel about COVID, my spiel about the pledge drive, and also just to encourage all of us right now during this time of COVID and during this time of the holidays, and should we travel and should we not travel, and take care of yourself. Do your spiritual practice. Know that God is right in the middle of everything, including the election, or the election that's over, including the people that are affected by COVID itself. That just because we're in this pandemic doesn't mean that any of our philosophy has changed, no matter what you're going through. And if you need prayer, prayer will absolutely change things. If you need prayer, if you want prayer, stay on after service today, and we'll put you in a breakout room, which is private, with one of our prayer practitioners. If you want prayer, you can also find our prayer practitioners on our website. Please reach out to us, especially during this time in the holiday times. It's usually when churches and ministers and practitioners get busier. So let's take this all into prayer. So it's from this place deep within me, when I turn to that place within where I know that I know that I know that God is in its entirety in my living physical being. It's this place where I commune with. It's this place where I practice not only being one with the one, but I practice, I commune, and I court that presence is me. That God, the Most High, Spirit, divine wisdom, divine guidance is me and is beyond me. And what I know for me, I know for each and every person in the service this morning. and each and every person on the planet. For what I know about each and every person is that it is not that God shows up in certain qualities in each and every person, but God shows up in its entirety and is them. And so in my mind's eye, as I think about the Zoom call that we're on today in this service, I think about Carla, Jay, and Kristen, and Carissa, and Tony, and Robin, and the other people that I can't remember right now. And I know that what I am looking at and experiencing, and I see Ralph smiling, that is God. That is God being. That is the beingness. That is the energy. That is the manifestation of the divine. And we are one. We are one and yet uniquely individualized. And so I speak a word of blessing this morning, knowing that we are guided by that spirit. We are guarded in our thoughts. If there are any thoughts of lack or fear or doubt, that God is everywhere, I guard our thoughts. And we are directed. We are directed by that small, still voice, by that little girl that high-fived that priest, and that priest that just laughed in joy. For that is me, and I am that. And I speak a word of blessing on all of us, that we are in thanksgiving for all that is and all that is not. I speak a word of blessing that God is right in the middle of this COVID pandemic, that we listen and guarded and are guided. And also God is right in the middle of our pledge drive. And I know God is good, God is life affirming, and God is life propelling. And I know that this prayer is complete because I can feel it in my body. So I release it into that law that always says yes, pressed down, shaken up, and overflowing with all of the good and more good and more good. I release it, I let it go, and I let it be. And please say with me, and so it is.
There is nothing to heal. There is nothing to fix. You don't need gimmicks. You don't need tricks. It's all there inside, waiting to come out. There is nothing to heal. There's only truth to reveal. That's what I'm talking about. I've had my share of emotional pain. Thought that I should see sunshine. All I saw was the rain. But on the other side of my worry and doubt, the sun was shining behind the clouds. That's what I'm talking about. And there is nothing to heal. No, nothing to fix. You don't need gimmicks. No, you don't need tricks. It's all there inside, waiting to come out. There is nothing to heal, there's only truth to reveal. That's what I'm talking about. Now when you're looking at your neighbor, you see nothing but sin. Just remember he's a mirror. You better look again. You may wish it was different, but there's no reason to pout. Because when you're looking inside, there isn't much you can hide. That's what I'm talking about. And there is nothing to heal, nothing to heal. No, there's nothing to fix. And you don't need gimmicks. You don't need tricks. It's all there inside, waiting to come out. There is nothing to heal. There's only truth to reveal. That's what I'm talking about. Now I've always been looking for my lucky star. I was pretty sure it was out there, just never knew how far. So I waited for sundown, and all the stars came out. Just as I couldn't see, they were still waiting for me. That's what I'm talking about. And there is nothing to heal, nothing to heal. No, there's nothing to fix, nothing to fix. You don't need gimmicks, no, you don't need tricks. It's all there inside, waiting to come out. There is nothing to heal, there's only truth to reveal. That's what I'm talking about. There is nothing to heal, there's only truth to reveal. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you.
Amen. There is nothing to heal, only God to reveal. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Ralph. That was perfect. So now it is the time for the giving of our gifts. Thank you for all of the ways that you have continued to support the center during these times and all times. We are honored to be able to continue to support you spiritually, and we appreciate your gifts. We appreciate your donations. We appreciate your tithes. Because your donations, they're important because it helps us fulfill our mission in the world, which is to create a world that works for everyone. And also, as we engage in the law of circulation, we remember that God is our source and that it can only do for us what it can do through us. So we are circulating Spirit's energy in the form of money by giving and receiving. And please remember, if you have not turned in your pledge card, like I have not, please do that with me today. And also, please say with me our affirmation. My gift goes forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does its good and perfect work and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is.
Did you know that you got something? You couldn't lose it if you tried. You know it follows you wherever you may go. You better learn to love it, baby, cause it's always there inside. No matter how far you step aside, you cannot step outside yourself. You're still in it, in it, in it. Always in it, in it, in it. You're still in it, in it, in it. You're still the one, still the one, still the one. Ain't a thing that you can't do. You are me and I am you. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. You can run away as far as you can go. 1,000 miles won't even do. You'll still be in it even when you think you're not. You're never alone, and that is true. Yeah. No matter how far you run, my love, you cannot run away from home. You're still in it, in it, in it. Always in it, in it, in it. You're still in it, in it, in it. You're still the one, still the one, still the one. You're still in it, in it, in it. All up in it, in it, in it. You're still in it.
I am grateful. I'm still in it. I love it. All these gifts, the gifts of money, the gifts of time, the gifts of knowledge and music and words and presence. I am so grateful knowing that I am sitting in it and being directed to move forward and use it. I am grateful. I'm grateful for my gifts, each person's gifts, each person here. I am grateful. I lift it up. I let it go. And together we sing.
And so it is, and so we let it be. And so it is, and so we let it be.
So I'd like to thank our practitioners, Kristen Wilcock for the meditation. Thank you, Kristen Pierce, for being on platform. Thank you, Ralph Leesburg, for doing our reading and for those fantastic songs today. Thank you so much to Carissa Holmes, our song leader. And thank you so much to our centered trio, Tony Bernardi on piano, Joe Nelson on drums, and Steve Parakis on bass. Carissa, Tony, and Joe and Steve have all collaborated their musical talents to provide the music for today, and it was fantastic. And also, thank you to everyone who are here today for our Sunday service and our Sunday celebration. If, in fact, you are joining us for the first time, we welcome you. We'd love to send you a welcome packet in the mail with more information about us. Please contact the office or send us a private Facebook message. Also, if you are not receiving information about services, if you're not getting our weekly newsletter, please call the office, or you can also send us a private Facebook message and we can make that happen. Happy Sunday to everyone. Happy Turkey Day on Thursday. And please say our blessing with me. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. And so it is.
All right, everybody turn your video on. Let me see you move.
Take it home. Take it home. Make it your own, all your own.
Put your hands in the air.
Take it home.
It's for you, yeah.
Take it home.
Whatever's true, yeah.
Make it your own, all your own.
1, 2, 3, go.
All that is good, all that is true. Please take it with you when you go. Please take it with you when you go. All that is good, all that is true. Take it home with you. Take it home. Take it home. Make it your own, all your own.
Put your hands in the air.
Take it home.
It's for you, yeah.
Take it home.
Whatever's true, yeah.
Make it your own, all your own. All that is good, all that is true. Please take it with you when you go. Please take it with you when you go. All that is good, all that is true. Take it home with you.
blessings and prosperity. Have a beautiful week.